Hi everybody, this is Kevin and welcome back to another manga review. And today we're going to be taking a look at a new series called Uzaki-chan Wants to Hang Out with Volume 1, Story and Art by Take. And I actually picked this book up back in April, but I've been neglecting reading it just because I wanted to get caught up on Eden Zero, which I am now with Volume 11, as I wait for Volume 12 to come out at the end of July. So I figured why not read this one. I actually heard about the big uproar of this series, I think it was 2 years ago or maybe a year and a half ago, where the SJWs were taking aim at Uzaki-chan or Hana just because of her appearance. I mean, just look at her right there. And that also was more of a gateway for more normies to see the appeal of manga as opposed to American comics. Because, I mean, you look at how the women are drawn in manga and look at how the women are drawn in Marvel and DC now. So this is also what you call a slice of life manga. That's the particular genre. And, you know, like I said, it being sort of a gateway when this was the big commentary 2 years ago. And a lot of people found out that, you know, comics aren't always about superheroes. I like that particular genre. Like, I like Dragon Ball Z and going up against the next opponent. And even with Eden Zero, you have, you know, they fight this guy. They fought Madame Karine, and now they're fighting Draken Joe. They always find a more powerful opponent. And slice of life is sort of just normal people going about their day-to-day lives. And really, when you look at manga, there's a genre for everybody. There's this, there's the sci-fi fantasy, there's the fighting martial arts shonen, there's samurais and stuff. You have, like, Berserk, you have, you know, horror, all sorts of stuff. Adult, you know, there's a genre for everybody in manga. And with slice of life, I've actually seen certain movies that follow that. I actually own them. I'm going to showcase them for you right now. And this is one that came out back in 2018 called A Silent Voice, the movie, which I actually saw in Fathom Events back when it came out in 2018. And again, it's sort of just like follows day-to-day life of you know, a young boy right here. I forget the name. I have to rewatch it, but he bullied this girl when he was younger. And it's sort of a story about forgiveness, how he reconciles. And it's sort of a story that everyone can relate to, in the fact that either when you were younger, you bullied someone and didn't know the traumatic experiences you caused, or you were on the receiving end of being bullied. And, you know, there's always a great message in there. So, you know, I'm familiar with the slice of life genre, and I do like it in some respects. Like, I can definitely tolerate more of a movie, but reading this series and just doing some research, there's 5 volumes now. And I did enjoy this volume, but I feel like it's, you know, like I said, I like the larger-than-life, like going up against opponents and fighting and stuff. And sort of just this meandering of, you know, the shy, awkward boy and the bubbly personality in Hana. And, you know, them going back and forth. I sort of can see where it's going already, and I'm predicting that they'll probably end up an item, a boyfriend and girlfriend at some point. So, personally, I don't think I will continue reading the series, but I did appreciate the first volume. I did enjoy what I did read, and I'm just happy that there's so many different genres out there for all sorts of different people to read. I feel like a girl would like this more, though. Like, you know, it's more of like almost a chick flick, sitcom type story. But anyway, Uzaki-chan Wants to Hang Out, so let's get into it here. And, I mean, very attractive. I mean, definitely, like, as I've read manga, as I've read Dragon Ball Z and Battle Angel Alita, and now Eden Zero and Uzaki-chan, I really do appreciate the art style and just the way the characters are drawn and the heart that goes into it. There's so much heart and soul in manga. And so essentially, another correlation I made in this series is that it's the two characters are like Apu and Aspie, if you know that meme. So it follows Sakurai Shinichi, and someone will have to explain in the comments down below why they do this in Japan, but they call people by their last name. Like, his first name is Shinichi, and her first name is Hana, but they call her Uzaki-chan. So someone will have to explain. I think it's like a form of respect or something in that regard. But it would make more sense if they were calling the adults that. And essentially, he's older than her. He's 20 years old. I believe she's 18 or 19. And they're in college. And, you know, they knew each other in high school. And as they've gotten older, you know, he's more of like the loner type. And sort of like the incel virgin. And she's like this, you know, outgoing, bubbly personality and just wants to hang out with him. And that's essentially what the story's all about. It's about the two wanting to hang out, him being against it, and her just trying to, like, oh, senpai, let's hang out, senpai. And she's just running down. Yeah, she's 19, so she's a year younger than her. And he doesn't want anything to do with it. He just wants to do his work, go home, play video games, and be left alone, which I can sort of see. And I feel like with these slice of life manga and anime series, you can sort of put yourselves in the shoes of either character. I know I can. Like, just another personal story, like going back, I was sort of like this in high school. I've sort of broken out of my shell at this point. I definitely have. But in high school, I was definitely the shy, timid type, and there was a particular girl that was like this that I regret to this day that nothing ever came of that. But, reading this, you can definitely put yourselves in the shoes of these characters. So, eventually, he agrees to it. She wants to just hang out with the kid. So he's like, all right, we'll go to the batting cages and play baseball. And so they do that. And, he's obviously more well-trained in baseball, so he's hitting home runs, and she takes a big whiff at the ball. She doesn't know what the hell she's done, and pulls her back out. And it's like, oh no! And you got all like these angles and scenes and stuff, the fan servicey scenes, and she's just in an uproar. So it's like, all right, we got to make Bobby lunch now. So they go to the ramen soup shop, and she actually eats all the food. Well, he eats some of his food, and then she starts picking at his plate, and he's all pissed off because it's like, that's my meal. What are you doing? And so the chef's like, oh, you're a boyfriend and girlfriend. He gets all pissed off. What are you saying? No, we're not boyfriend and girlfriend. Like, he's being all dramatic. It's like, come on, dude. She is totally coming on to you, and you're just being so, not cool. So, what happens here? I'm skipping over a little. But, he's got to go to work now or whatever, and, they also mention her shirt. So it says Shigui Dekai. It means super big. So she's wearing a shirt that says super big. And it's like, come on, man. So, all right, here's the next part. So Shinichi, or Sakurai, I'll call him Shinichi because that's his first name. And she's Hannah. So that's what I'm going to call him. So he's going to the movie theater, going alone, which I've done before. And I feel like people have done that before. And, it's cool. I mean, you're going to be quiet anyway. And that's what he says. He's like, I'm just going to check out the movie. Back when movie theaters were still bustling and AMC's A-List existed and you can go to 3 movies a week for free if you had the membership, it was definitely worth it. So she's like, oh, what? She starts laughing at it, making fun of him. Like, oh, you incel? What are you doing? And so he actually punches her in the face, which is like, what the hell, man? Maybe that's part of Japanese culture as well, but I sort of saw that and cringed a little, but it is what it is. So, he agrees to invite Hannah to the movie theater, and they're all cool. So then he goes to the electronics store. He's buying a new headset, and the scenes, man. She's like bored. I guess at the mall. You ever go to the mall? They have the massage chair. So she sits in the massage chair, and is getting her back massaged because her back still hurts from the baseball batting cage. And she starts like moaning, like making all these sexual sounds. And he's like, oh, you're embarrassing me. What are you doing? And so they're at the electronics store in the mall, and they put on the VR headset, trying out the games. And she hits him in the head. And then Shinichi puts the VR headset in. And of course, he starts fondling her. It's like, what the hell, man? And everyone keeps making comments of how they're boyfriend and girlfriend. And he keeps shrugging it off. And so now he's at his job, right? He's at the restaurant. He's a server. And she shows up. Oh, senpai, you work here? You work too? You got to treat me with respect. And he's like, oh, my God. And he's sort of shrugging it off. He doesn't want to, he has to serve her because she's a customer. But he's like, oh, no. And so she's yelling at his boss, like, he's not being very respectful. And it's just good stuff. So, again, the boss is actually making comments too. Is that your girlfriend? And he keeps getting all mad. It's like, dude, take your shot. This chick is like falling all over. You're falling in your lap. That's why I'm already making the prediction. That's how the series will probably end. But, anyway. She's texting him and, again, all mad and that sort of thing. So it just goes on with their day-to-day lives. And, it's good. It was definitely a fun read. So here they are playing with the cat. So, yeah, here's another funny part. So him being his awkward self, he's trying to pet the cat. The cat's scratching him, and Hannah's like, oh, I'll show you how to pet the cat. You got to be gentle. And then the cat's purring and meowing. And the cat runs away, and she's running after the kitty cat. Here's another funny scene. And she gets caught in the fence, and you see her panties. And just look at these scenes here, man, where he's trying to help her get out, and all these passerbys are looking like, what the hell is going on? And just look at the scenes. He's trying to pull her out of the fence, and he's like, it's not what's happening. You don't know what's going on. It's not happening. And she starts laughing, like, oh, that was fun, senpai. So then we meet this new character. Her name is Asai. Ami. And she's the daughter of the guy who owns the restaurant where he works for, and she has a crush on Shinichi, of course. And then Hana shows up, and he's all, or the other girl, Ami, what the hell is her name? I just read it, but I forgot already, because I'm sort of just rambling. Asai Ami. So, she's jealous of Hana because, Hana's throwing herself all over Shinichi, and there's probably like a little rivalry going on between the two of them. And, the show goes on. So then Shinichi gets sick, and he's just laying in bed, and Hana goes to his house and is like, I'll make you dinner. I'll make you some soup. I'll take care of you. And again, so he's just laying in bed all sickly. He hasn't showered. She's like, I can give you a sponge bath. So she starts taking off his clothes, and, she sleeps at his house, and he's all like, I don't know, offended by that. Like, no, we can't be doing that. And then they have a dinner with the boss and his daughter, and it's sort of like a date there. And again, making the comments about how they should be an item, and he's shrugging it off. And again, I can see where it's going. And there is an anime from this as well. I'm sort of just going to flip through the rest here. And again, he hits her again. So I wonder if this is like a Japanese culture thing as well. But I do see where it's going. I appreciate these stories. And like I said, I do appreciate how manga has all these different genres. Really for anybody. And like I said, this is definitely, in my opinion, more geared for women. It's sort of like a chick flick sitcom type thing that a female would be more interested in, I believe. But I do like the slice of life, like, anime movies, like I guess showcase A Silent Voice. And A Silent Voice actually has a manga. There was a manga before that was 7 volumes that I'd like to get in the future and possibly review that. So, the art style is great. I've really learned to appreciate manga art style, and at this point, it's not worth going back to American comics. There's so much more variety there, and it's just great. So, is this the end here? Yeah, this is the extra. So there's sort of a naked scene there of her taking a shower. So it ends with her going to, well, before that, because that's the bonus scene, because I was rambling. So yeah, it ends with them playing games, and he's sort of broken out of his shell a little bit more from the beginning. Yeah, they mentioned, they sort of made fun of things like Minecraft. Like, we're going to play Meowcraft Senpai, a building game, beloved by all ages, make stuff and blow up zombies. So he's breaking out of his shell, invites her over, playing video games. She's making dinner for him. And, there's definitely an audience. And like I said, there's 5 volumes now, and there's also the anime, which I think might be 20 episodes or whatever. So, yeah, like I said, I picked this up just to see what it was all about, because like I said, I remember hearing the controversy about it a year and a half or 2 years ago, and I do appreciate the genre that it exists, but personally, I would much rather stick to more of the larger-than-life series like Eden Zero or Dragon Ball Z or Battle Angel Alita and things like that, but I do like a good romance thing here and there, and that's the direction I see this going, and I do recommend it if you're into that sort of thing, but again, like I said, so many different genres of manga. And let me know in the comments down below if you've seen this movie, and because I'd like to rewatch it at some point. If you'd like me to do a review when I rewatch it, and at some point I'd like to get the manga of this, because I thought this was a terrific story. And the thing about these two things, like I said in the beginning of the video, is you can sort of insert yourself into any of these characters. Like, personally, like I said, I could insert myself as Shinichi, as in high school anyway, as sort of like the awkward loner type kid who, was shy. I've grown out of that, of course, at this point. And with A Silent Voice, I feel like anyone can feel that if you know that story. Like I said, I'm going to have to refresh with the character names, but the boy here bullied the girl, and someone could be on that, and he tries to reconcile in their older age. Like, that was back in middle school, and this is them at the end of high school. And someone can be in the shoes of either the bully or on the receiving end of bully. I know everyone's been there at some point in their life, so I do appreciate all these different genres. Like I said, I'm probably not going to continue the series. If someone leaves a comment down below saying I should, it gets better and it gets more entertaining, let me know. But I'm moving on to another series later in the week, which I hope you guys stay tuned for that and enjoy that. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and stay tuned for more videos coming soon. Thank you very much. Have a great day.